our AEW Revolution recap, and our excitement level for WrestleMania. The ref is giving you until the count of 5 because you're against the ropes. Hello, I'm Thomas, and welcome back to Against the Ropes, your source for your wrestling news. With me, as always, is my co-host, Taylor Berkowitz.
I don't know who this Taylor Berkowitz guy is, but that name has got to go. From now on, he's just Berkowitz. Pal, get it right. I'm here now.
Mr. McMahon, thank you for joining us.
You didn't think I was going to stay away, did you? You didn't think I could do it. I'm not here to take over creative. I'm just here to talk to Cena. Just to talk to Cena. But while I'm here, we're going to make almost a star. He's huge. All right, I got to go. I got to go take a call from some Saudis. I'll see if I can get this Berkowitz guy, but we're going to make him look like a real jabroni.
While you do that, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to the show. Welcome back to Against the Ropes. Taylor Berkowitz has officially joined me.
Apparently, I'm just Berkowitz now.
Well, Berkowitz, let's run down AEW Revolution. Ricky Starks defeated Chris Jericho. Jungle Boy buried Christian Cage alive. The House of Black defeated the Elite to become the new Trios champions. Jamie Hayter retained her AEW Women's Championship against Saraya and Ruby Soho. Hangman Adam Page literally hung Jon Moxley in a Texas death match. Wardlow defeated Samoa Joe to win the TNT champion, which then got stolen, by the way. The Guns retained their tag team championships in a fatal four-way, and in the main event, MJF outlasted the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, in a 60-minute Iron Man match to retain the AEW championship. Burke, I know you had mixed thoughts going into the show on Sunday, and you were debating on watching Revolution. So what did you think?
For me, yeah, ultimately I Sunday night decided not to get the show. There were a number of reasons, one of which, as I'm getting cut off here, my feelings about Bleacher Report not being available on my TV, decided not to do it, and I just wasn't that thrilled. I decided, I made the decision Sunday night not to get it live. Again, part of that was just the Bleacher Report not being available on my smart TV and not wanting to move my Roku. So I wasn't, and I you know what, I'm gonna skip this one. Saw some of the reviews, saw some of the feedback, I saw the results. I didn't really see much about the individual matches, and it seemed like everybody was pretty happy with the show. So Tuesday night, had nothing better to do, plunked down my money, got it, and man, I'm really happy I did. I thought overall it was a pretty great show. The stinker was the Wardlow Samoa Joe match, in my opinion. I thought kind of a abrupt finish, short match. It was in a bad spot, but it wasn't a great match and wasn't one I was clamoring to see. Other than that, it was tremendous. The Christian Cage Jungle Boy match was way better than it had any right to be, and for something I wasn't interested in. For me, I thought the House of Black Elite match might have been my favorite. I mean, we'll keep the main event separate. Mox Hangman, I mean, man, that was just, death matches have their limitations for me, and I think maybe sometimes AEW leans into them too much. But the way the story was told, the bricks, I don't think I really have seen that in wrestling. So I really liked how it wasn't just a trash match, but they really incorporated the wrestling moves into the props. And man, that Iron Man match, I mean, it's arguably the best Iron Man match of all time. MJF, both of them, they told such a great story in the ring. It really, did I know what was going on? Absolutely. Most of those matches, I knew the result, and I was still thoroughly entertained and captivated by what was going on. So I was really, really happy that I ended up watching it. I thought it was a really great show overall.
Yeah, me too. I was really happy that I got to watch AEW Revolution. on Sunday. I thought it was a really, really great show overall. I did like the main event, obviously, MJF and Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match. And when it went to overtime, I think that's like when it really like changed the tides of the match, and it really got me invested in if Bryan Danielson was gonna come out on top and maybe possibly beat MJF. I kind of thought during like when it went to overtime that Danielson had a chance to beat MJF.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely played it up in a way that you felt like, hey, they could make the title switch here, even though I think we all pretty much expected they weren't going to. Again, I have some nitpicks in terms of the announce. I thought the announcers did a great job, but I think they needed to play up the fact that if it ended in a tie, that MJF retained, and they needed to play that up more towards the end of the match, which they didn't do. So that, that last moment was kind of like, hey, we know why he needs to hold on. Those are minor nitpicks, but overall I just thought it was tremendously done.
And then also during the Jungle Boy Christian Cage match, since it was a final burial match, I honestly thought that we were possibly going to get the return of Luchasaurus, maybe like coming out of the grave. Yeah. That would have been cool, like sticking out his hand or something. Yeah. Kind of like what AJ Styles did.
I agree.
Back at the Boneyard
I was
match.
surprised that he didn't make some sort of appearance. I guess the story is there's some legal issue with his mask, and that he's, I guess, AEW is getting sued over some infringement. So maybe that's part of why they're trying to figure that out before they put him back on TV. But again, since we don't do star ratings on this show, how many boxes of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat, do you give the show?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 box of Rice-A-Roni, because I really thought it was a very, very good show. There was some parts in the show where didn't like, but I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5.
I mean, a half-open box of Rice-A-Roni will last forever, so I think you're okay there. I'll give it a straight 4. Again, I thought really, the women's match at least had a good angle. It was fine, but it was short. The Wardlow Samoa. But other than that, I think every match was entertaining. And again, hopefully AEW is getting some of its momentum back. There's going to be feelings coming out of Dynamite, and QT TV has nothing on Wayne Hill's TV, but that's for another time.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think this whole Wardlow losing the TNT championship from someone stealing the TNT championship from his car, do you think it's all storyline, or do you think it's real? Because I'm sort of convinced this could be storyline, but I'm not sure.
I think it could be storyline. It didn't see the way it played up on social media. Didn't seem like it was. So I don't think it is, but I think they'll find a way to incorporate it into storyline. So that does it for our AEW recap. When we come back, we will discuss our excitement level looking ahead towards WrestleMania. Welcome back to Against the Ropes. WrestleMania is quickly approaching. With the Showcase of the Immortals only 3 weeks away, the card is starting to take shape. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are the main event, but with 2 nights to fill, WWE is relying on celebrities like Logan Paul, part-timers like Brock Lesnar, and legends like Lita, Trish Stratus, and John Cena in prominent spots. So, Tom, I see you have your Cena shirt on, but with WrestleMania, where do you go? Oh, you're back. There you go. So with WrestleMania on the horizon, what is your excitement level for this show?
So, honestly, I'm actually really looking forward to WrestleMania. Mainly, I'm looking forward to John Cena and Austin Theory, because it's for the United States Championship, and I'm really interested to see who goes over in that match, because it's either John Cena walking out as the new United States Champion, or Austin Theory beating John Cena and retaining his United States Champion.
That's part of my thoughts on this. I will say this: I'm on the opposite side right now, where I get a wedding up in Boston night one of WrestleMania, and so I won't be watching live again, and I'm not that disappointed about that. Mm-hmm. And my issue is right now, this is so heavily built around part-timers, these legends, and so many matches have these people involved. Mm-hmm. And especially against, some other people that I'm not all that thrilled with. Brock, I don't think Brock needs to be on this card, and you're now putting him in a match with Omos. Mm-hmm. Why? The Cena stuff, and let's face it, that promo on Monday night was... It was a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. It really was. And Cena that's why he is a legend. The problem is he's going over. He's going to win, and he's going to put somebody over the next night on Raw. Mm-hmm. He's not going to walk out of there. He's not going to hold the title for long. But I don't want to see him in a title match. He's not in that spot anymore. Mm-hmm. And, his match should be a special match where he gets to go over somebody you really want to see lose and let you have that moment. They're talking about the tag match potentially being, Becky and who does she have the title with? I can't. It's Lita, right?
Yeah.
Becky versus Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey pending injury, and I don't want to see Ronda Rousey, and I'm not thrilled about Lita having a title right now. Mm-hmm. Logan Paul, and again, that was a great segment. I don't want to see him on my television. So right now my issue is I'm not in love with Cody Rhodes being in this spot because I'm not a Cody guy. The thing you really want to see is Sammy and the Bloodline stuff.
Yes.
And that's the thing that's compelling me. And unfortunately, the other stuff is kind of like, I don't really care.
Yeah, on Monday, the ending to Raw, it really got me more invested in this Sami Zayn Bloodline storyline.
I mean, it's hard to say you can be. I mean, for me, I'm completely invested in it. That's the problem. It's just it overshadows everything and the other things that are on the card right now. Again, I know what Logan Paul can do in the ring. I don't want to see him on my television. And I certainly don't want to see him. I want to see him get beat up in real life. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see him, being a wrestler against one of the arguably best wrestlers in the world in Seth Rollins. To me, it's like, well, then it devalues the whole thing because, hey, anybody can do this and make it look good. So that's where I'm struggling. And again, maybe there'll be a few more things that pop up that change my interest level. But really, it's that Bloodline storyline that I want to see, which will probably main event night one. I would imagine, but that's what I'm looking for. And after that, the rest of it is kind of meh for me.
But really quick, I wanna bring up something real quick. So on Sunday, we got a live event at MSG for Madison Square Garden. It's the Road to WrestleMania, and I want to go over something. So there's gonna be a 20-man battle royal.
Okay.
And in this 20-man battle royal, the winner of that faces Gunther, I think, at WrestleMania, or gets a title opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship. So I want to go over who's going to be in that. I thought
there was a 5-way tonight on SmackDown.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but
we don't have to go over everybody. I think we're going to run out of time. But,
yeah. But for the advertisement, it was said that the winner of that will face Gunther. Okay. I guess either at the show or at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And I really could see either Drew McIntyre or Sheamus coming out on top tonight. And then for the Battle Royal, I could either see one of them winning the Battle Royal and then possibly maybe making a triple threat match between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre.
Great. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. And again, I would say that might be the other thing I'm most interested in. I think the Gunther stuff has been great, and whoever they put him in there with will be really good. Again, the other match, Asuka, Bianca Belair, going to be a great match. I want to watch that. But a lot of the other stuff that they've really been pushing hard, not setting the world on fire for
Yeah,
me.
like Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt. I'm not really invested in that.
No, neither am
unfortunately.
I. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. But before we go, excluding Revolution, what was your favorite match of the week?
My match of the week, I'm going to give it to Sami Zayn versus Jimmy Uso for Monday Night Raw, because I've got to say, I really enjoyed the match, but the ending to Monday Night Raw was perfect. You got Jey Uso coming down. You thought he aligned himself with his brother, but then he goes over to Sami Zayn. He puts up the ones with Sami Zayn. He hugs Sami Zayn, and then out of nowhere, he super kicks Sami Zayn, showing his alliance with the Bloodline, and that ending was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I'm really invested in this storyline right now, and I think this is the best storyline right now in the WWE. So that's why I'm going to have to give it to Sami Zayn versus Jimmy Uso from Monday Night Raw this past week.
New Japan Cup started. Catch it on NewJapanWorld.com. But opening round match, Taichi and Sonata had a banger. Sonata went over in that, and there's nobody I've turned around more on in terms of liking him than Taichi lately. So he's been great. Well, that's going to do it for us. So for Thomas Emeric, I am Berkowitz. We will see you next time on Austin Day 316. But until then, you're fired.